So today we are going to see the worksuite, and it is the industrial tool to manage the task and resources. So it is currently installed on this URL for the demo purpose. Okay, so first of all we see the features. It has task management and manage all your bills. Means it creates the estimates, invoices, and payments. But the main thing here we are going to see is the task management. Although uh, this thing is limited to this several tasks, but we can add more features in it. Currently we have the task management, bill management. Okay, and we can integrate the apps like push notification, one signal, and PayPal for the payment integration. uh, these features are optional, means it's not necessary to use all, but in future if required we can use it. So first I log in. Okay, I log in with the admin. First I take this the credential, superadmin at example.com and 123456. Okay, this is the super admin. First I explain you the concept. uh, so this is our worksuite module, which is a SaaS, means software as a service. So you can add multiple plants, multiple companies, units in it. So you don't need to purchase separate software or separate license for each department or each company. So you can add multiple companies inside this. So this SaaS is handled by admin, super admin. Okay. Okay. This is super admin. Under that SaaS, we may have multiple companies, means multiple companies or multiple branches. Oh, okay. And each branch, each plant or that head, we called as admin. Say branch or company A. This is admin for branch B, we can say, and so on. And let's just see, branch or plant, whatever may be the structure, it can be used. So and and each branch, each company has their own employees. Let's say these are the employees. And those are associated with this. with this branch or company or plant. Okay, and I say E for employee, E1, E2, E3, and E4. Okay, similarly this B also have the same. These employees for the B, and same way we have the employees for the C. So this is overall structure. So I just for explanation, I to simplify, I only consider the first one. Then each employee has the tasks. Okay, let's say they have some tasks assigned. Okay, so this is the overall overview of the systems. One super admin manage all the branches or all the companies inside the system, and for each company or the branch have the admin which can manage the employees under it, and employee has some task given and they add some tasks, they can assign tasks to others or to self. So this is overview, and let me see how it will practically work. So this is my admin panel for super admin. This is for super admin, and here we can see, here we have one company added for the demo purpose. Here are some global settings we have completed. This is for sending the emails for notification purpose and other things. Okay, so here are the packages. This is the sample given. You can change the package, or it's totally optional. You can assign the default package for each system, which covers almost all the facilities. Then we have the companies. So this is the one company, Worksheet demo company. Okay, so we can edit the current company. Okay, or we can add new also. Okay, let it be same, and now we try to add some company, say ABC company. Here we have to put some phone number, abc@example.com, company website abcd.com. Just I am filling dummy data. Here we can have the address. Asia Kolkata. Currency we can also check the INR also. Active. Okay, and we have to give some account for this company, and this is the admin account for that. So I say ABC at example.com. Okay, and I keep the password 123456. For the demo purpose, we can have the different passwords. I save it. Okay, so I save the password. So we added one company here. Then okay, as a super admin, admin can view and impersonate as a company admin. Means super admin can directly log into any of the companies registered within that SaaS. This is our SaaS model. And super can have direct access to any of this admin account. Okay, let's go back, and we just created one company, this one ABC, and we log in it into it. If super admin has to log in, he first go to view the company and then impersonate as a company. Okay, so that super admin will be logged out from the super admin account, and it will be processed as a admin of that company, let's say ABC company. Okay, so super admin panel title change to admin panel. Now this is the admin dashboard. Okay, so here we have the five types of dashboard. This is the main dashboard. Then we have the project dashboard. And here we have to select the range to filter out. So currently this record is just created few minutes ago. We don't have any record to proceed. Let's first see what is on the main dashboard. So here we have the overview. Here total clients, how many clients in the company, total employees in the company. Here it shows one because that admin we have created, it is also considered as the employee for that company. So total projects 0, all other things are 0, unpaid, paid invoices, pending tasks, and tickets, all things. Okay, here is the calendar. So if we click on the calendar, nothing but okay, so this is the dashboard. Then we go to the project dashboard. So we don't have any project or anything. Same way, all dashboard will show nothing because we currently have not added any project or ticket or other things. So first we need to add the employees. Okay, so from here you can add the employee. Okay, I will add some employee. Okay, so before that we need to, okay, in the HR we need to go first and add some designation and departments before adding the employee. So suppose ABC company has a few departments like quality. Oh, first manufacturing. Okay, I add some departments: manufacturing, then quality control, okay, then accounting, okay. Demo purpose, every company has different type of departments. You can add unlimited departments, that's not issue. So after department we need some designations. Okay, so designations might be like manager, senior manager. Every company can have their own structure and they can have that type of designations. I add some general type of designation. Okay, junior manager, then team leader, and finally staff. Okay, we have added some designations, some departments. So let's go to employee list. Currently, we don't have any, only one employee, that is the admin. So I will add new employee. Okay, we give the ID, which is the uniquely identify the employee in the company. We can say, so let's say ABC company, ABC 02 is the unique identification number for the employee. Let's say employee name is test employee. Employee is test emp at example.com. You can have the real email. I give the password 123456 for the demo purpose, but password may be different. So Slack username, we don't need it because this system come with the Slack integration as explained into its feature, but we don't need it. So only the start field are important. So joining date, let's say join in 1st January. Okay, exit date optional. Gender, here you can change. We can say okay. Skills, you can add the skills. Let's say this employee, okay, first we select the manufacturing, and he is at the team leader. ABC. Okay, means depend upon that skill. Every employee have their skill as per the company. It's totally depend on which type of company it is. Okay, so here we can have the India. Okay, we can add his mobile number. I put the dummy for the hourly rate is optional. It's not if you are paying employee hourly, then it will be useful. Login is enabled. You can disable the login to restrict the user from using this system if the employee is not in the system currently, means he left the job, then you can simply disable that and send some notification. Of course, enable this if the employee is in the system, the task notification and other things will be emailed to that employee. If you disable, then it will be not sent email to that employee. So this is our test emp at example.com. Okay, language, okay, English. We can upload the profile picture. It's totally optional. If you want to identify the employees or this thing, you can use it. So this is how we have added the employee. I just save it. I just copy this email for further. So I first save it. Okay, so okay, already there. So admin role is can't be changed because it has the higher level of authority than other employees in the system, and you can anytime you can assign admin role to multiple employees if there are many tasks, and if it increases the load of using the system on one user, you can make the many admins. Just you here admin can go and apply as admin. So currently, okay, I okay, user role wise it gets sorted. So you can change it, but only two employee we have, so I just keep it as a employee only. So you can add the many employees, you can export the data in the Excel or CSV format. Excel format for your regular Excel processing. Okay, so we can export the data. You can select the employee search depending upon the skills and type of the employee, admin or that thing, and other active, inactive. So this can be used for the searching, because in a real case you don't have only two employees, you have multiple. So search facility is already provided there. So we have seen the employees, department, designation, then attendance. Attendance is there. Okay, so this is the attendance. So to get the attended, employee needs to be logged in the system, then only the attendance is calculated. Okay, in a summary you can have the search of filters there, for which month you want to see the attendance and all those things. Okay, so every month you can check the attendance of the particular employee. If I apply, you will see only one. Okay, and by default it shows the current month attendance. So the company is created today, and today, so if I have 5, okay, it is not showing any record cause not have any task or anything applied. So next thing is holidays. uh, you can add the holidays, means that when the company has the, it's very simple. Okay, let me try to add some, I say Indian holiday. Currently upcoming is, let's say Independence Day on 15 August. Okay, so you can add it. You can type which type the occasion name, and okay, and save it. You can add more. You don't need to this fill up the form multiple times. You can add it many times, and if you go to that August, you have this holiday. If somehow that holiday is cancelled, you can delete that holiday, so it will be considered as a regular day. So here you can manage the list of holiday for the 21, 22, 1 year next. You can also manage that. So if you are the next year calendar, you can add those holiday for the next purpose. So here the HR last point is leaves. No pending leaves remaining here. Either employee can ask for leave, or admin can assign a leave to that employee. Let's say here you have to select the member. You can have the nice search here, so that to find the employee quickly. So let's say this leave employee wants the leave. This is let's say sick leave, and duration single day, multiple half day. So if you select the multiple, you can select the multiple dates. You can select that 3 4, or if you want some non-continuous date holiday, you can also select that. If he wants select 4 days continue leave, and after 3 days he want to came back, and again any type of combination you can do it. Okay, so for purpose I say only single day. Even the half day also is there, then only you can select the only one day. Okay, so this is the current day, and you can select the for the next. When you have the single, only single day is selected, and if you have multiple, so any type of combination, half day leave, full day leave, one day, or multiple days leave can be created. Okay, so reason for absence, let's say is not good. Okay, whatever may be the reason will be there, and as we are assigning this leave, we are definitely approving it, or we can, if that employee log in and request for the leave, it it will be in pending only. Okay, because this is the admin, we have the status option. If we are regular employee, we don't have the status option. So employee has to apply the leave. In the leave section, admin will check mm, whether that any employee apply for the leave. He will read the reason and the request, and if he want to give the leave, he can proceed it and approve the status. Okay, let's say, so this is the assigned leave that admin gave the leave, so this leave will be calculated, okay, in the calendar. Okay, so this is the HR section. Then we have the work, then we have the some contracts. So some are contract, means limited time projects. Then we have the projects. These are the regular projects, and then inside the project we have the task, and then task board we have, and task calendar we have. And if we want to calculate the time, we also have the time log, but it's depend upon the how much user aware of these technologies. Sometimes the time logs have the problem, because they have to keep open that page inside the browser to calculate the time log. So let's try with the creating one contract, sorry. Okay, if you want to create the contract, we must have the client. So here some third parties will occur for the contract, but for our general purpose, we go to the projects. Okay, so this contract is useful when we have the client's database and we are going to deal with them. So we will see this later by adding the employees client. So currently we dealing with the projects. So this is the project. First I add one project. Let's say this project is create some XYZ thing. Okay, so depend upon the company types, the thing may change. So project category, we don't have any project category yet, so I add some project category quickly. So I say it is the category, say demo category. You can have the category depend upon your type of projects you are working. So I just keep the demo category currently. So this is the XYZ, creating XYZ thing is the project name. So it started, suppose it started today. and we have some deadlines. uh, and if it is without deadline, we can check that thing. If this is a long term or never ending process, then we can use the without deadline. Okay, so we will create one with the deadline and one without deadline. Okay, so currently we creating with the deadline one project, and then manual time logs, currently we are not allowing, we will see back. Then add the employees for the project. We can add the new employee. Okay, or we have the existing employee. Currently we have the two, admin and the test employee, so currently I assign only one. Okay, so here some dummy description I am giving about the project. If you want to give some instruction about that project and summarize the project, you can do it here. You can give some links, referral links, some PDFs or some media video. You can give the links from here. Suppose I want to give some project, please watch this video. Okay, you can insert the link for the, so suppose okay, this is the link. I just giving some link for the demo purpose. Okay, let we say open in new tab instead of opening in the, okay, insert it. You can also give some notes. Notes are different from the summary. Okay, and we can add the client, but the client is totally optional. So sometimes what happen, company work on self projects where the client changes every time. Instead of that, then in that case we have the optional, that client field is totally optional. Okay, so I just save it. Here if you want to add some attachments, you can add those attachments for the project, which will explain the project more details. We can, okay, so I will show some. So let's say, okay, I will attach some things. I have some images just for, you can add multiple also. Okay, just like this. Yes, done. So this is our project with having the deadline. Okay, you can also assign client to that project by editing it, depends upon the requirement. Okay, upload is done, project details are updated. Okay, so we have one project and we are assigned one employee to that project. So also here the task, admin can assign tasks to the others. So first of all we have to create the task category, which type of task category you want. So I say regular task, another one some special task, you can have that task category as per your requirement, as per the your business requirement. Okay, so here you can also give some labels to task. And okay, first we create some new task. So title, so this is the XYZ project, so I say part 1 of XYZ project. Okay, so we select that project XYZ thing. Okay, so this is say some regular task, this is the category. You can add the new category if you want from here. So let's close it. So description of the task, that this task involves a regular things things to be done for several days. Whatever may be the explanation, I am writing this just as a dummy test. Okay, so and if this task is depend on another task, then you can check this, because sometimes there are sequential tasks, just like part 1 to 3. Part 2 can't be built, the task of part 2 can't be done until the part 1 of the task is done. So if this type of task is, you can check this. Currently it is our first part, so it is not depending upon any other task, so I skip as it is. So our project has that deadline, that start and end date we created from 16 to 30, and we can also have the start date and end date for the task, because this task is to be executed. So if let's say the project has the 15 days project, and we have the 10 tasks, and each task, some tasks have 2 days, some task has to be completed on the same day, some task have the 3 days. Depending upon that, you can select that. Okay, say let's say it starts on 16 and we have to close it on the 17. Okay, and we are going to assign this test employee, and we have this employee because we have selected this employee on this project. And if you immediately want to add some, so you just can have this form and add the another employee to it. So don't worry, it can have the cross department employees also. Means sometimes what happens, same employee is in different department but do the task of that few departments. Means same employee do the task of the manufacturing, and same for the quality control also, that can be also managed here. So if you make it private, to if you make this task private, then this task is only visible to admin, and assigner and assign means to whom this task is assigned and who assigned this task. So depends upon it. If you want to make it private for the security reason, to hide it from the other employees, but it can't be hidden from the other admins also. Okay, so you can tick or make it private. So currently I am not going to make it private. So if you want to sign time estimation, that it should be of that 10 hour 20 hours or something like this, you can set that. If you want to make this task repetitive, means some process are repetitive, so you have to do this task on daily basis, like checking the quality of that uh, some part of the product, and you have to do it on regular basis. You can use the repeat mode, means that task will be repeated. So it has the repetition cycle, means repeat for every 1 day or hourly or weekly on that type. And how many cycles means how many times. Suppose I have to repeat this task for the next 30 days or 20 days, you can do like this. Okay, so and we can attach the file to the task. Okay, so I click and add some. Currently I don't have that images, so I am uploading any images just for the demo purpose. So this is the task name, part 1 of XYZ project, and I assign the test employee on it. So currently I am acting as the admin of the ABC company. Okay, so I just save it. So first we see the all the admin panel, and then we go to that employee panel. Okay, so I have assigned this task to that employee. Okay, so here I have repeated this task for 20 days, so automatically it created the that entry manipulation of that task. And if that employee is unable to change the status, admin can also change the status. Okay, so here we have the report. Okay. 6 7. Okay, this is, I think we have to sort it. Yes, now it is. So I have assigned 1 day difference. So day 16 task will be completed, or due date for day 16 is 17. For the tomorrow 17, it will be the 18th. So this how it is calculated. If I had a 2 days difference, it will also have the 40 days, but I have only 20 tasks. Okay, so this way it works. How many the duration we have given, it automatically calculates and multiply that and create this multiple tasks that done, because we have the repetitive task in the while adding the task. Okay, so this is our task board. So these are the completed and incompleted tasks. Okay, as this is the repetitive task. Okay, and here you can see the my task also. Currently that we not assigning any task to the admin not given task to himself, so his own tasks are empty. And here show all, admin can see all the tasks of the people. Okay, so this is the task board, and here is the task calendar. From 16 to that next few days we have this task calendar. Okay, here are some time logs, but we currently not assign time logs to that task, but we can have that log time. Okay, so these are the tasks which are repeating. Okay, and we can assign that employee. If you want to calculate the time log and other things, you can use this. And if I save the start time and end time, okay, let's say 9 to 2 p.m, 3 p.m, 2:30. Okay, total 5 year, 9:30 to 2:30. Just like this we can have the time logs. Given date was invalid. Okay, because that 9:30 is not now. So let's say given date was in a memo. Time log. Okay. Okay, like this you can have the time logs, and you can also have this finally the record of that employee. And if you have that hourly basis, we can calculate earning also. Okay, so next is the finance. This is related to client also, means if you consider adding client, and then we have that estimate, we can send the estimate. You can have that ID. We have to select the client thing, and you can create the some quotation type. You can give it to the client that this item, let's say item A. And so if 10 quantity and unit price is, let's say 200, tax and other things. You can add the new taxation, let's say GST. Depending upon the product, it has vary from that. Okay, I say 5%. Here we have to add some products also, or we can give the, let's say, item A, some code, say 10 quantities, unit price is 200, GST is 5%. Okay, and add that item. You can give discount in percentage or amount also. Let's say I add one more item B. You can give the description for that item also, some code, HNS SSC S15, and it's only about 100, and it has 5% GST, and this also has a 5% GST. It is not selected. I added this item. Yes, GST is calculated separately, and that added into that total. And if this is the invoice, but we currently don't have the client, and this invoice also, the estimation has the date, because that estimation depend upon the market price. That's so you can say that this estimation is valid till the end of this month only, and you can end of this month or next month, or maybe that particular date, and you can save it. It will be sent to that client. When the client login in the system, he will say that estimation, or it can also send the notification that to via email to that client also. So this is how the estimates work. Same way the invoice will work. So you can add the invoice, same process, but estimate is just estimation. It does not involve the means. This is the primary idea. This is the invoice, and you may have the recurring invoice. Means if you have the contract basis, the repetitive work, and you have to generate the invoices daily, weekly, or with some period, then you can use this recurring invoice. Instead of creating that invoice daily, you can use this recurring invoice option also. Let's say how to create that recurring invoice. Invoice due date is there, yes, and billing frequency you can check. If you have to create this invoice daily, weekly, or on 15 days, monthly, or after 3 months, 6 months, or annually, so you can do this also. Yeah, now we have to go for the payments. Here the payment records are there, and in the payment records we have to select the project, and we can manually fill the record. If that payment made by the client automatically through this payment gateways inside the system, then it will be shown directly there. Or if some manual payment given, you can add the payment information, that how much payment have been given, which payment gateway, through or cash. Okay, let's say in hand given. Okay, transaction ID for the reference you can have, and the receipt, you can upload the receipt, that for the proof purpose. It's just currently adding any image. Okay, you can add some remark, and so let's say mm, you can just add some. These are the transaction IDs you can get with even with the UPI payment or that. These are can be used for the verification purpose for this transaction. So remark completed, or whatever may be the remark you want to that, like completed, or that first installment. Like this you can save, and you can save. Okay. Okay, this has then expenses. You can manage the expenses for that company unit, and you have the recurring expenses, means you have to do that daily, weekly, bi-weekly, and that type of recurrence you can add using the recurring expenses. You can say if you have to have some raw material, uh, A, and you have to purchase it daily or after a few day time. Okay, no project category added. Let me add some project category to it. Okay, something went wrong. I hit the save. Okay, it is added successfully. Test project expense category it is. Oh, it was the expense category. Unfortunately, I added the wrong, so I remove it, and I added expense category. Let's say it is a raw A expense, raw A repetitive. This is the raw A repetitive. I say it's raw A. So some description. And choose the member under which this expense is managed. For currently I say it is under the admin. For the project, we don't have the project yet. Let's say price 500 currency, and if we need this bi-weekly, day of the week, from which we have to calculate. Let's say on Monday we calculate, and how many, if you are daily need it is, then put -1, means daily it will be calculated. And if you want for the next 30 or 40 days only, you can also use this. Next 30 cycles means 30 bi-weekly, means if you calculated 15 months it will be, because we have considered the bi-weekly. Okay, and this is the invoice for the proof, and you can save it. This is the recurring expense, and here is a one-time expense you can add. So suppose you have added some machineries. Okay, project is optional. Member is admin. Expense category, I have to add some, so we can call this as a machinery. Okay, machinery expense, I have added. Okay, and it says some medium scale machine we have purchased, and okay, price, and the item is say the PQRS machine. Yes, you can add that any type of name for that. Purchase from, it is also optional. Let's say Nagar Market. Okay. Purchase date, and we can have the invoice. So just for the proof that, and I can save this. Even if you can add that PDF file also. Okay, so I save it. This is the non-recurring expense, means one time. And if the expense is recurring, just like maintenance of the machine or any other raw material, that you can use this recurring expense. Okay, and credit note is there. So this thing, I don't know how it works. Credit note, no any adding option is available there. So this is for the finance. Here you can add your own products also and manage their stocks, and you can use this in the invoices and estimations and recurring invoices. In that case, you can also, these are the tickets. Customer can have some problem and their doubts, they can ask through the tickets. Sometimes that they don't know how the product is working, or your services you are providing is not working, they can have the ticket. Or sometimes it will be like that, in within the company two departments are there, and if someone not get the idea of that, how this thing is working in another department, and if that thing is related to that second department, they can raise the ticket, and admin can handle those tickets from here. So ticket has mainly four types. This is open ticket, means that issue is created and its status is pending. If that ticket is not resolved, if that ticket is resolved, then its status change to resolved. And closed ticket means no further action on that ticket, and no further any communication will be done on that ticket. Means that issue is resolved or that ticket is terminated, then its status is closed ticket. So we can create that ticket, so we can answer that ticket, and we can change their status, just like terminate the ticket or resolve the ticket. Okay, here are the messages. So you can start the conversation. Okay, within the employee you can have the chatting. This message and send, you can send the message to that, and you can also add the note here. So like this, So if two members are logging, they can communicate through this messages tab. Then we have the events. Admin can add the events that let's say IMP meeting. Sorry. You can have the multiple colors that let's say in section P or whatever may be the address, you can put it here. Event type, it's let's say it's we can categorize the events. I create the category meeting. You can create different categories. These are totally optional. Means there is nothing that required. Just that these are the things are given. If you have many events, then to categorize that events and the type of the event, we can do like this. Okay. So you have to do some add them only once, and if you are going to in the next time, this will be available. Okay, so description, this is meeting important or mm, other things will be there. The meeting will be start on that particular date on that particular time, and it ends on that, let's say 9:45 to say. Okay, attendance, if it is compulsory for employee, all employee you can check it, or you can select only particular employees that for that meeting. Okay, you can also collaborate your meeting with the clients. Okay, and if this meeting is repetitive, you can use this and you can add this. So you can see this meeting on the calendar. This is the event calendar. So you will also have the notice board, and whatever you put in the notice board, it will be displayed to all the users, just like there's the normal notice board and real life, that this notice board is noticeable for all, and they will see the instruction given by the admin or super admin. You can use this when anyone log in the system, they can see the notice board. Okay, so let's add some notice board. So some notice in the notice board. So test notice. This is for the employee of that manufacturing department. Today we have machinery. Okay, it's something like this. Okay, if you want to attach some files, you can attach any type of file. Okay, and save it. Also you can add the links and other things also. Okay, this is the notice. Okay, and finally we have the reports, task reports, time log reports, finance reports. These are the reports depend upon the tasks and other things we have added. Okay, so I select this project XYZ and apply. Okay, also I have to select that employee. So currently that admin not log in and apply for that task. He not taken his task. And so all those report will be available here when that employee log in and select that task. Here is the time log report. We have log one time log. This is added manually by the admin, that's why we have this one. Okay, next we have the finance report. So here we have added this first installment thing in the finance section in the estimate or expense. Okay, I think in the estimate or invoice we have that. Okay, let's check again. Not in. Yes, we have done that in the payment section. This and all those payments are shown in the finance report here. Just currently we have only one record, that's why this only one block is shown. If you have multiple records and multiple lines, we have the multiple that bars and we have that bar chart here. Currently only we have the one record of that particular date, that's why we are showing this green big block or bar here. Okay, so and next section is income versus the expense report. So this is the total expense we have calculated with this, creating the some repetitive expense. Okay, so no, this is one time expense we have created for demo machine. We have created that just few minutes before, and this is our, yes, this is the income and it is relatively shown, that's why it shows like this, means it is almost 50 times more than the total income given, that this is the report, because we have only added one payment method. If we fill the records wisely, we have the all the data, means it's just showing that it's just the representation of the information in our system. Here the leave report. Okay, we have these two employees. We currently don't have any approved leave for this. Okay, let's consider we have one leave, I think. Yes, test employee, we had one leave given, this for the next day, so we have to select that days properly, and so we had filled this data, so this gives us the leave report. And the next is attendance report. Okay, so this is for the current month till the 16 minutes till today, and as the company added today, all the previous days are shown absent 11. So If we see, it might calculated some holidays, 4-day holidays. That's why it shows like this, 11 absence. We have to check these working days also. Then next is billing. So this is the billing. This is not related to for this because we are not using the this 1 minute. This is the billing model is just the plans provided by the super admin to these companies. But this is totally under one company. Then no need to worry about this billing process. This billing is for from the admin to the super admin. So this will give chances to change the plan and other things. But currently we are using the default plan because the here the condition is taken as that all this under the one unit only. If we have the third party company, then this billing concept will be there, that charging the company for using this system. So next thing, FAQ, you can put this FAQ and this will be displayed to another uh, employees or other things. So this is optional. Okay. You can add some FAQs these which are common, and this can help to new employee. Let's say we add some FAQ. We add some FAQ category. Let's say safety. So let's say machine ABC. How to use this machine? You write some data that use it like this, and you can also have some images or PDF manual, all those things. So it will be displayed in the FAQ section for that employee. Okay. Here are the settings. Actually, this my FAQ. This will be created by the super admin to the admin. So currently, super admin has not created any FAQ for the admin. That's why it's not showing any FAQ for this admin user. But when the employee login, some employee login, it will see this FAQ. So this is the hierarchy for the FAQ. If super admin writes some FAQ, those will be displayed to the admin. And admin, if writes some FAQ, this will be displayed to the employees. So finally we have the settings. So from here you can change the theme setting, that profile setting, and company name, email, and other things which are visible to other clients and the employees. So you have the profile setting, notification settings, just to which condition you have to send the email or not. Just like let's say new expense added by admin, and if you want to send that notification to the user involved in that expense, and that email will be sent. New expense added by the member. If some member which is not admin added some expense, if you want to by default we have turn on all the email notification. It is good because it's not uh, create any extra load in our system. If we want to integrate the Slack, we can do this, but totally option. Then we have the push notifications. Those are sent by the uh, inside the browser. If you are using the Chrome browser and surfing this website, it can send the notification to that user using the, that's like a pop-up. So the same notification we can send by the push or send by the email. These are the notification settings. Then currency setting does not needed because default we have set the rupees. We can change it. They have given, but it is not necessary to change. Okay. Next thing, given the theme setting. Either you create the custom theme or use the default theme. So no need to change this also. Payment credentials. If you want to make the online payments instead of taking means this means if you create the invoices, it will be sent to the client, and the client wants to pay through the system. Then you have to add your credentials. Then payment will be received on that payment gateway. So here are PayPal, Stripe, and Razorpay payment gateway. These three payment gateway are mostly used. You only need to have only one payment gateway to receive the payment. Okay, you can also add the offline method, just like giving some bank details and things. You can have that screenshot or written method, that IFSC number, bank name, and other things. Okay, you can add it. This is also totally optional. Then next is finance setting, and here how to display your invoice. Here are some design given, invoice templates. So you can choose as per the your requirement. These are the ticket. Uh, if someone place ticket in your company, for your company, then who will resolve those tickets? Some member. This is called as the ticket agent. You can assign some employee as a ticket agent. It will display all the list of all the employees, and if new ticket is created, that employee will get the email notification if new ticket is created. Then he will be responsible for resolving those tickets. You can also give those tickets to group, and that group you can add multiple members, just like a ticket agents. Here are other settings also, roles and permissions. You can create multiple roles, and depending upon that you can add the permissions to that user. And here are three user roles which are required for the system, which you can't change. Those are the admin, employee, and the client. Let we create another. So let's say team leader is the role. Just creating the sample purpose. Okay, and we can assign the permissions and see these employees, project, attendance, tasks. These are managed. These our sidebar. So you can assign those permissions to that particular user. If team leader is there, and if you want to give some access to some modules and not for the some module, if you want to restrict them, you can manage all these things with this roles based model. So it is already there, we don't need to build that separately. So these are the things. So this is just a first overview of the work suite. We can try it on this domain and study it and can apply to the system. Means, if we use it, we will know all other details of the system, and once we understand, we can apply it to the live projects. Okay, thank you for the info. Okay, stop.